There is a movie that I watched some time ago, and ever since then, I've kept telling people how incredibly powerful and authentic its storytelling feels. The movie is Waves by Trey Schultz. It's a deeply intimate look at anger and how it can either destroy us or make us better. What I deeply enjoy about Waves during a second viewing is that anger isn't only explored through the characters, it's embedded in the rhythm of the storytelling itself. Anger comes and goes in waves, just like the music and just like the camera movement. It's a movie that, to me, deeply understands both its subject and its medium. Welcome to Echoes from the Past, where we look back at stories that for one reason or another stayed with me. And welcome to my channel. Ours is a place where we explore art. For now, we're focusing on cinema, and we just started a new series called Art by the Fire. If you see yourself in all of this, then subscribe and join me on this journey of discovery. Waves begins with a young man named Tyler. We follow him as he navigates high school and the pressure that come with it. When we first meet him, we hear a mantra repeated by his coach, his teammates, and eventually by Tyler himself. I cannot be taken down, I am a new machine. And that's terrifying, because Tyler is not a machine. He's a young man, and it made me think about how often we push boys to become machines. Something that don't feel, something that moves through life, not in waves, but in a straight line, aimed towards success. But as we all know, that's simply impossible. Tyler is a kid being crushed by immense pressure, especially from his father, who always expects perfection. There can be bad days, there can be days when you're just tired. There are no excuses. The entire section dedicated to Tyler is masterfully constructed as one continuous crescendo until he finally breaks. Everything is frenetic, the camera is constantly moving, the music is aggressive, everything feels fast and overwhelming. And it only slows down when we meet Alexis, his girlfriend. The few moments where Tyler allows himself to relax, breathe, and simply exist are almost always with Alexis, with his mom, or with his sister, Emily. Never with his father, never with any other man in his life. And the reason why is given to us right in the beginning, because we teach men to become machines, to be productive, to keep moving, to never be anything else. But what happens when that machine discovers that it's human, that it can break, that it can control what other people think or decide? What happens when a young man who's always been told to keep pushing finally collapses under the weight of it all? What happens when we don't let our children understand and express their emotions, but instead we teach them to suppress them? Tyler's story is a portrait of a kind of man that we probably all met before. The kind that you don't want to push too far because he might become violent without warning. The kind who's fine with you as long as you stay perfect, as long as you stay a goddess, as long as you don't make choices he disagrees with, as long as you keep being a machine just like him, as long as you remain easy to control or easy to love. While watching this movie, I kept thinking about how much I just wanted to hug Tyler, to tell him that he was so much more than what he believed himself to be. Because underneath all that anger was a scared little boy that nobody listened to while there was still time to help him, to stop him, to prevent the death of an innocent girl. Right after one of the most devastating moments in the whole story, Alexis' murder, the story changes directions and begins following another character, Emily, Tyler's sister. This is a choice that I didn't understand in the beginning and that I absolutely loved. Because the obvious decision would have been to follow the father and explore how his son's downfall affected him, how he understood his error, how he finally understood that he pushed his son too hard. instead of just being a father. But the film chooses Emily, and everything subtly changes with her. The chaos disappears. The rhythm slows down. Suddenly, there is tenderness in the story. Where there was noise before, now there is silence. Slow, steady, and healing. When we meet Emily, she's a shy and reserved young woman, likely shaped by the tragedy that her brother caused. As the story follows her, everything becomes quieter, calmer, happier. It's almost as if Tyler's story was the storm itself. And now that the energy has been released, we're finally able to see the horizon again. Emily acts almost like an observer in the beginning, a witness to her family grief. Not the grief for someone who died, but grief for someone who's still alive and locked away. We see how her father, a man who pushed his son too hard, begins to change around her. Maybe understanding the error of his way, or maybe he was always a bit different towards Emily. Because she wasn't supposed to be a machine, she was a girl, and we treat girl differently. We expect girl to be more emotional, more connected with her emotions, more vulnerable. We don't expect or want the same things for men. Anger is still present in this half of the story. Emily is angry. She's angry because her brother killed an innocent girl that she knew. She's angry because her family is now falling apart because of it. She's angry because her life changed because of someone else's actions. But while Tyler's story shows us how destructive anger can be, Emily's story shows us that we can grow from it. That anger doesn't define us, it doesn't stop us. Emily acknowledges her anger. She accepts it, but she refuses to let it control her. And it's through Emily that her family slowly begins to heal. Not just her family, but her boyfriend's family too. Because life is too short to carry that kind of anger forever. Waves is a beautiful story about anger, the destruction that it can bring, but also its potential for growth. Anytime we want to change, whether that be ourselves or the world, we need to get angry. It's how we control and how we use that anger that changes what happens. Tyler and Emily are two sides of the same coin. Even their relationship mirror one another. Tyler and Alexis' relationship is explosive, intense, passionate, and destructive, like waves during a storm. Emily and Luke are different. They're very gentle, patient, like the small waves that you play in during a peaceful summer afternoon. Rewatching this movie is a completely different experience. It's watching all the moments where things could have gone differently, all the opportunities that were missed. The story ends by reminding us that just like water, which is constantly present throughout the film, and it constantly changes based on the character that it's interacting with, life isn't linear. It's full of highs and lows. It's full of moments of chaos and peace. And we have to learn how to navigate both. It's not power, it's not control, it's not money, it's not perfection that keeps this family together. It's Emily, love. It's a human connection. Talking to your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your children when they get quiet, when something happens to them. It's being there. At the end of the day, Waves is a movie that moves through you without asking permission. It drags you into a storm, and only after the worst has happened does it finally allow you to see the stars again.